Alright, hi everyone. Welcome to today's video on the day it's being recorded. It is Thursday, June 6th, 2024. Today is D-Day, which is, the Normandy landings of France, as, thousands of British, American, and Canadian troops started the long liberation of Western Europe from the Nazis. Today is the 80th anniversary of it. So, yeah. It was definitely one of the last major things that pretty much ended Germany's chances of, winning the war. And was also one of the leading causes of, how, the Third Reich lost power. And, all of that. Because, with the invasion of Normandy being successful for the Allied powers, it pretty much led the Nazis to fight a two-front war, which turned out to be a repeat of the First World War. Because we helped create the Western Front, where it would be American, British, and Canadian, and eventually France whenever they got liberated. And then on the east was all, the Soviets. Now, they say that if a certain general didn't call in sick from the defenses, some skillet, huh? Anyways, there's a certain general of the Germans that if he didn't take time off today in 1944, 80 years ago, the D-Day invasion would have been unsuccessful for the Allies, which would have prolonged the war. More than likely, maybe in Hitler's favor. And that certain general was Erwin Rommel, also known as the Desert Fox, that, was a major part in the North Africa campaign against the British. His main rival during the North Africa campaign was British General Montgomery. But the North Africa campaign was pretty much a failure for the Nazis, because the Italians kind of started it, but the Nazis had to come in, swoop down, and help them. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, Rommel went up to Hitler like, hey, I have an important birthday that I need to attend to on the 6th of June. Can I take it off? And Hitler, thinking that the Allies were not going to, breach, the shores of France, he was like, yeah, sure, go for it. Take a day off. And so, June 6th rolled around, took the day off, and eventually, the Allies did storm the beaches, and the landing was successful. I mean, it took a while for, the Allies to secure the area, and eventually, within a few weeks, I think up until, like, early August, the entire area of the D-Day landings was 100% secure, which effectively, promptly opened a two-front war for the Nazis, which is a repeat of what happened in World War I. Because in World War I, as you may remember, on the Western Front, it was mostly British and French troops. Mostly of trench warfare. And then eventually American troops joined in 1917. And then Germany was like really overwhelmed, and they agreed to a ceasefire, which eventually led to the end of the war. And then World War II, Germany takes over a vast majority of Europe, either through based on the fascist ideology or through, militaristic conquest. But yeah, Germany was the most recent country to conquer most of Europe since the Napoleonic Wars about a century and a half earlier. Well, yeah. Because, Napoleon did the same thing during the times of the French Revolution and instituted the Napoleonic Wars back in the day when, even over here was the early days of this country. Which kind of also led to us getting into the War of 1812 with the British, since we were trading with both Britain and France at the time. Because by the time we formally kind of steadily established our government, France and England went to war with each other. So, yeah. So, by the time it was about the Battle for Berlin, April 45, on the West, it was French, British, and American, mostly. And on the East, it was the Soviets, and pretty much from the four main powers in Europe, it was pretty much a race to Berlin. I mean, obviously the Soviets got there first. And, they took no prisoners. But, as I say, the rest is history. Okay, so we're now approaching our destination. I just want to come over here to Certified to get like some drinks. So yeah, I think that's all I got. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.